Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fabiola. I'm from English Literature Study Program in Binema University. Here, I will to discuss about Veronica Hosana's thesis, Alienation of Main Characters in the Novel North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. This thesis discusses the relationship between social class inequality in literary works, especially in the novels such as North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. This is explained through the concept of alienation according to Marxist theory, which explains the impact of social class differences on human relationships as well as the reality of injustice reflected in these literary works. This research highlights the importance of analyzing social class and alienation as the main focus in understanding and analyzing literary works and show its relevance to today's society. Based on the background above, the problem of this study are: what are the impact of social class differences between the bourgeoisie and proletariat on human relationship in the novel North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell? How is alienation portrayed in novel North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell? Based on the problem about objectives of the study are to identify and analyze the impact of existing social class differences between bourgeoisie and proletariat on the human relationship in the novel North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. The second is to identify and analyze the alienation in Elizabeth Gaskell's North and South. Based on the problem about significance of the study are theoretically, the researchers believe that the result of the study may be useful in developing information for the application of literature. Moreover, the study is able to augment the knowledge, especially about alienation described in North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. Practically, the researchers believe that this study can stimulate and reduce critical thinking about the impact of social class differences on social life. The researchers also hopes that this study is suggested to be a source in literary criticism and become an additional reference to enhance and develop the knowledge, especially to analyze the novel. Limitation of In this research, the researchers focus on analyzing the impact of social class problems, especially for alienation in the novel North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. The researcher used Marxism theory pioneered by Karl Marx and limits the analysis only to the two main characters. This is the point of synopsis North and South. Margaret Hale returns to Hellstone after living in London. The story centers on individual conflict in Darkshire, a cotton-making town. This Margaret met John Thornton, a wealthy industrialist who is her father's apprentice. During her time in Milton, Margaret's views on the town and Thornton are transformed. Family conflict and dramatic events affect the relationship between the characters. Previous studies discussed the theme of alienation in the literature and film. Different methods and theories were used in the previous studies, distinguishing the focus and approach of this research. Previous studies have never analyzed social class and alienation in the novel North and South by South using Karl Marx theory of Marxism. Basically, North and South discuss the changing attitude of these characters in the face of social conflict and change in the industrial environment in the 18th century. Related studies have highlighted alienation in literature and film, but have not paid attention to the issue of social class in the novel with the same approach. This is the research method. Qualitative methods are used in analyzing alienation in the novel by collecting data from the narratives and dialogue in the work. Data collection techniques involve reading the novel repeatedly to find historical images of alienation in the Victorian era depicted in the novel, as well as conducting library research to support the analysis. The data collected from the narratives and dialogue were used to identify an alienation in the main characters, especially with respect to the concept of social class alienation according to Karl Marx theory. Analysis technique. Data in the form of narratives and dialogue are categorized and analyzed to reveal the alienation of the main characters, particularly Margaret Hale in the novel. The result of the analysis are interpreted based on the qualitative described method to highlight aspects of alienation. Conclusions are drawn based on the result of the analysis to support the researcher's understanding of the concept of alienation in the novel. Okay, this is the finding. This is the table of data classification between bourgeoisie and proletariat. In lifestyle, bourgeoisie have abundant food, clean and well clothed, live in big house. Their children had expensive toys and went to school. But proletariat not enough for eat simple clothes but look shabby, live in them, many children died of disease. Personality, rude and bourgeois, rude and arrogant, underestimating the workers, always think that they are the greatest. But proletariat always obey what the master says, polite, just surrender and accept everything the master says. Next to the self-esteem and establishment. If bourgeoisie, they assertive, confident but arrogant, do not want to hear other people's opinion, high, high standard. But proletariat underestimates, treated arbitrarily, no fixed establishment governed by their master. In life struggling, bourgeoisie didn't need to do more struggle or works. The capitalist, owner of the factory, paying the proletariat people. But proletariat works a long day, do not pay better, they cannot give any comment to their wages, cannot live with a job or money. The impact of social class differences on human relationship. The position in the social hierarchy may impact, for example, health, family life, education, political participation, and experience with the criminal justice system. After the researcher classifies and analyzes the existing social classes in the novel, North and South, in this section, the researcher explained the impact of social class differences on human relationships described in the novel North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. Next to the conflict. Mark focused on the two main classes, the proletariat working selling labor to capitalists who own production means. Social class division caused inner and class conflict in the North and South. Tension arises between certain upper class family and the hills felt negatively due to their different status. Margaret struggled in the North Milton rebuilt class-based jealousy and comparison, highlighting the societal effect on individual perception and conflict within different social strata. North and South. Institutional social disintegration in Victorian society due to class differences leading to frustration, aggressiveness, and alienation among individuals. Frustration, like Margaret and Frederick experienced frustration due to unfulfilled desires and unvoiced needs. Frederick, a worker, faced hardship and illness from factory works. Margaret, after her mother's death, sacrificed education to support her family financially, leading to frustration and disappointment. The second is aggressiveness. Workers' strike in the novel showcase aggressive behaviors resulting from conflict with the factory owner. Some and shouting depict the workers' anger and purposeful action again Mr. Thornton, causing injuries to Margaret and him during their strike. The third is alienation. The novel portrays alienation when Mr. Hill and an at convict face discrimination and mistreatment by the factory owner. Despite his work, the owner reviews fair payment, treating Hill and treating him unfairly due to his past, showcasing how individuals are exploited and alienated based on the societal labels and power dynamics. Next to interpretation. Before we go to interpretation, there's the Ron and Saul vividly portrays alienation across various characters in the capitalist society. Alienation from labor and nature. Mr. Hill despite rising in society, face alienation due to his past as an convict. Margaret, as a lower class worker, feels alienated from her job, striving to provide for her son, but facing financial struggles and legal troubles. Patrick, labeled a killer, expresses his frustration with the exploitation and low wages imposed by his master. Alienation from production. Margaret working excessively to make ends meet, reflect the harsh reality of laborers struggling to survive and feeling devalued in the capitalist system. Mr. Hills, despite efforts, faced dehumanization and threat due to his pace, being treated as unworthy and disposable by society. The study analyzed the characterization and social life depicted in Gaskell North and South, highlighting the social difference between the North and South of England and the influence of the environment on the characters. The results show the difference in social lifestyle and caused by internal and external factors, especially in the social aspect, which affect the meaning of speech and action based on the social situation. In this context, two social classes are identified: the bourgeoisie upper class and the proletariat lower class, who experience alienation in human relation. This alienation is reflected in the four-stage experience by the main characters in the North and South, which is the impact of social class differences. This alienation is seen the way the factory owner treat Hale, Margaret, and Frederick, all of whom experience alienation for their jobs, social groups, and soul awareness. The essence of discovery is the existence of social class differences found in the novel North and South gives rise to alienation and damage human relationship between where the upper class bourgeoisie wins the conflict and the forces the lower class proletariat to feel alienated. So the conclusion of this thesis: the study of Elizabeth Gaskell, North and South, depicts social criticism in 18th century England, highlighting the social differences between North and South and the alienation experienced by the main characters, Margaret Hale and Mr. Hale, due to modernization. Analysis using Marxism theory identifies two social classes, the bourgeoisie and the proletariat, while the main character's alienation in reflect in fourth stage. Potential future research includes gender analysis and the utilization of this novel as useful reading material in English language learning. This novel can be a reference to teaching ports and increase student interest and ability in the reading English literature. Maybe that's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.